Hello. I'm going to use the webcam this time because I do want to sort of do some hand motions for this lesson. Okay, so angles of elevation and depression are an application that you use trigonometry for. So angles of elevation and depression are always measured from a horizontal line. So you always got to imagine you have this horizontal, and then you do the angle from there going up or from there going down. So, but you always start at a horizontal for all angles of elevation and depression. So if you're looking at this picture, angle 1 is an angle of depression from the bird. So I guess that's a bird right there. So this guy right here is the bird. And then to the person in the balloon. So there is a person right here. So notice that I have a horizontal. So I have a horizontal. And then I have an angle 1 going down from that horizontal. That is called an angle of depression. So it goes this direction. From the horizontal, angle of depression. Angle 2, so if I look at angle 2 here, you always go from the horizontal. So from the horizontal, angle 2 is going to be going up or elevating. So angle 2 from the horizontal goes up. So angle 2 is an angle of elevation, in this case from the person in the balloon to the bird. Now, an interesting little side piece of information is horizontal lines are always going to be parallel. So these are parallel. Notice the Z. So what that means is angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. Okay, and that's always going to happen. The angle of depression from bird to person is going to be congruent to the angle of elevation from the person to the bird. And that's because of those parallels. Okay, on the next one, angle 3 is the angle of depression. Oops, that's one R. So angle of depression, because you're going, again, from the horizontal. So you're going from the horizontal, and this time you're going down. So here I'm going from the horizontal down. So angle of depression from, again, the person in the balloon to, I don't know, the bottom of the mountain or base of the mountain. Okay, last one, angle 4. So take a moment and fill in the last sentence. So angle 4 is the angle of elevation. Okay, again, angle 4, you're going from this horizontal here, from the horizontal going up. So from the horizontal going up, angle 4, and that is going from the base of the mountain to the person in the balloon. So those are the basics. Again, angle 3 would be congruent to angle 4. You could write that as well because the horizontals are parallel and you have alternate interior angles. Okay, so 2 word problems, and then that'll be it for today. All right, the hard part about these is just getting the picture drawn correctly. After you have the picture drawn correctly, it's actually pretty straightforward. So while flying a kite, Brian lets out 30 feet of string and anchors it to the ground. So you have to imagine that we have Brian here, and he's got the string attached to the ground, and he lets out 30 feet of string for his kite. Okay. He determines that the angle of elevation of the kite is 58 degrees. So remember, that always has to be from a horizontal. So if it's the angle of elevation to the kite, you have to make sure you draw the horizontal, and then this would be your 58 degrees. So again, from the horizontal, going up to the kite is 58 degrees. How high is the kite above the ground? So when you're doing a height, height is always going to be perpendicular. Okay, so the kite height from here to here will give you that right angle. And I'm just going to write that as h for height. But height is always going to form a right angle. Okay, so as long as you have a right triangle and at least two pieces of information after that, you can find anything else about this triangle. So in this case, I want to do the H. So I'm going to use a different color. So now I'm going to start labeling just like we've done in previous lessons. So 58 degrees, and then 30 feet is obviously the hypotenuse. The H here is obviously the opposite. And then, as always, let's write SOHCAHTOA up here. If I want opposite over hypotenuse, that is going to be sine. So I set up sine. This is always an angle. And then I write my fraction. So opposite over hypotenuse. Okay, you have a calculator somewhere, hopefully, or you can use the one that's in our geometry Schoology page. But to get h by itself, I'm going to multiply by 30. And that's going to be equal to h. So I go over, it's going to be 30 times the sine of 58. Let's open up the calculator. And you're going to plug in 30 sine. It's in degrees, so 58 degrees. And you have an answer. And we're going to round this answer to the nearest tenth is generally where we go. So this is 25.4. So I go back. And after calculating, I get h is 25.4. Okay, you do want to match the units. So this would be 25.4 feet. And that's the answer. Okay, next one. So Wendy is standing on top of the school 100 feet up. So that's a really tall school. So we'll just draw ourselves. We'll just pretend like this is a building. Here's the door. But this is 100 feet tall. Okay, Wendy's up top. And she is looking down at an angle of depression of 65 degrees and sees Maya. Now, to avoid any confusion, we're going to assume Wendy is actually laying down, looking down from the top of the school. Okay, Maya is down here. So we'll say this is W for Wendy, and this is M for Maya. Okay, the hard part. If she looks down at an angle of depression, so you have to remember, from the top of the building, you have to think of a horizontal. Angle depression is always from a horizontal and then goes down from there. So just like I drew a little dashed horizontal on this problem, I'm going to draw a dashed horizontal on this one. Okay, and then looking down to Maya, this is my angle of depression. That is the hard part. Most people mess that up at first. So that is 65 degrees. We are going to assume that the school is standing or is built straight up and down. And then the question is, how far from the base of the school is Maya standing? So here we are looking for this length from the base to Maya. again, the hard part is just drawing the picture and interpreting the problem. Okay, from here, now we're going to start labeling everything we need. So a couple of ways to go. We do need an angle inside this right triangle to help us. So I would recommend using these parallels and this Z to label this as 65 degrees. So this angle of elevation is the same as this angle of depression. Okay, from that 65, we know that the 100 is opposite, and this is the hypotenuse, so the x is going to be adjacent. Opposite adjacent is going to be tangent, right? So I'm going to set up tangent. 65 degrees is equal to 100 divided by x. Okay, this is the harder, again, the harder version of your solving for a side when you have x in the denominator. What happens here is you're going to multiply by x to the other side, and then you're going to divide by that tangent. All of this sticks together when you divide it over. So x is going to equal 100 divided by tangent of 65. So we go over to our calculator. It's 100 divided by tangent of 65. I'm going to clear this out. Okay, and then I'm going to do 100 divided by, and then hit tangent 65, just like we had in our equation. And then notice we have an answer here of 46.6. Okay, so 46.6, I go back, and x equals, okay, there we go, x equals 46.6, and again, you want to match the units, so this would be feet. So Maya is standing 46.6 feet away from the base of the building. All right, so that is your introduction into applying angles of elevation and depression using that with trigonometry. Okay, good job. We'll see you next time.